that I've been waiting for a long time for this. I ordered this, and they sent they made the printing thing, whatever it's called. I pre-ordered it. They made printing labels. Everybody got theirs except for me. I contacted them. This is White Elephant Toys, and they said, "Well, it must have got sent out. We'll check when we get home." Nope, nope. There's no packages here. It must have got sent out. It must have been something about the USPS's fault. So wait for like a week, and then finally, about a week later, they suddenly magically there was a notification that it was been dropped off to the post office. I'm going, no, no communication. It's kind of sad. It's like I would expect better communication out of these guys, but you know, you got to go with what you got to go with. You got no other choices here. But I am glad to finally get something that I've had when I was a kid, and now I have again, but in a newer form. This is Gor. I had Gor when I was a kid. At Christmas, must have been Christmas of '77, I think. But I remember getting it for Christmas, and I also remember getting a Wild Wing fighter at that Christmas. So I'm very excited to see this Gor again. I don't know what happened to my Gor. I know his right arm came off because, you have to use the right arm to make his gimmick go from white light to red light. He's only like 5 POA, the original one. That's all I could remember. This one is a 7 POA, so it's slightly better. He comes with, let's get him out here. Here he is on the card, or on the plastic. It's a little warm from being on the, because we're like the last people on the list for the United States Postal Service, and I just had to drive down to the mailbox because they sent a notification that one thing got left in the mail, or something, that 2 packages in the mailbox. There's no packages in my box. They put all 3 on the doorstep, so whatever. All right, so this is not what he looked like when I was a kid. He didn't have the black armor. Oh, look at that head. I love him. He's so pretty. Look at him. He's a good boy. So as a kid, this was where the light came out. There was a little battery compartment right there. I could see this as clear as day. This is what's new for this one, other than his size. I don't have the original anymore. He has hands that move. He did not have hands that move when I was a kid. They were in this, pretty much that position. Like they were kind of 45-degree angle. So you couldn't really put, this one you could put weapons in. When I was a kid, there was no weapons. The hands were definitely not like that. They didn't have little places to hold stuff. They were more like claw kind of things. So yeah, it feels a little lighter than I remember. Of course, then again, I was a kid, so who can remember the weight of things? But it's more of like a poppy toy. Like it's very durable. It's all vinyl. So yeah, it's definitely cool. They said the armor is glued on. I don't see how. It doesn't seem glued on to me. So I'm going to take the armor off of him and make him like the original Gor. Although I don't see like a little thing to unsnap it. Maybe that's what they meant by glued. Like this is glued on as far as the snapping places. All right, so also I got the glow in the dark Gor, which is something they didn't make in the 70s. I just remember very clearly playing with my Gor. Oh, he comes off like this. Cool. I thought he was glued to his body, which I was like, oh, that's going to leave like a residue in there because my cat wanted to tell me he wants attention. Oh, I'm so happy. He's so cool. I love him so much. My cat's like, I'm jealous. Yeah. When the pictures, I thought they actually, because this line going around here, it made it like he had swivel legs, which I was like, okay, I don't know why that would be. Astro Command 2025. So they went through different names. They went through G.I. Joe Unlimited to, I guess, Astro Command now is the new name of it. But they've gone through different names. I guess they couldn't keep the name. It says Adventure Command on the side of the box. So I got, this one glows in the dark. So this is terribly exciting for me as this is something I had as a child. I wonder how big he is next to my Super Joe that's also, because the Super Joes fell apart. I found those. I still got them in a baggie somewhere, but they're in a Ziploc bag with all their parts. But their hands and feet, their hands crumbled, their elbows crumbled, everything fell apart. So here's Super Joe, his good old buddy Super Joe. Now I know that he's supposed to be a bad guy, but in my universe, he was actually a good guy. They were all good guys. They fought against the, shadow monsters. I don't know, as a kid, I just always made everybody superheroes, even the bad guys, like this, because, except for cartoons that made them that way. Like, there's no cartoons for this. There's no comic book for this. It was just whatever they told you it was. And this guy's going to be a skater dude. I already got an idea for him. But this is how much an 8-inch figure looks like beside of him. And then, of course, I don't know when this video drops, but there we go. This is an 8-inch figure. This is a 9-inch figure. And then here is Gor next to, or they call him Gargon. Of course, I'm going to call him Gor. I might call the glow-in-the-dark one Gargon. But here he is beside of this guy. Now, in the lore, somehow, there's not like a clear understanding of the lore, if I'm understanding. Somehow or other, they tried to make a Super Joe, and it came out green, is what I'm guessing. I don't know. I really don't understand it. Maybe Gor's a girl, and Super Joe and her mated, and this is the child. I don't know. I had him as a kid. He came with a black lightning bolt, so I call him Black Lightning. No, not Black Lightning, Green Lightning. There is a guy named Black Lightning. So these are the green guys are supposed to be bad just because they're green. That sounds very racist or something. I don't like that idea. I just think Gor looks like the Incredible Hulk to me. He kind of doubled as my Hulk as a kid because I didn't have a Hulk figure. And, everything back then was 8-inch. That's why I was putting him on the side of an 8-inch Joe, because when I was a kid, this was my superheroes. We had, like, Superman, Batman, my Wonder Woman was 12 inches. But all of our superheroes were in this scale right here. We didn't have the little small superheroes like the 90s stuff. Here he is beside a Superman for the 90s. And then, just to put him beside somebody else that's green, here he is beside a Beast, Battle Cat Man. I keep saying Battle Beast. Here he's beside a Battle Cat Man, who's a fellow green guy with armor on. Speaking of that armor, it's really going to be an interesting twist that they did with these, and that's what I like about it. This is what he looked like when I was a kid. You pull this arm up to make the little, inside of his body, there was like a little red piece of plastic that was translucent. He had a battery went right here. He shined a light through this right here. You pulled this up, it made the red shield come up. My cat. And then it shone white light, and then I don't know why it would do white light, red light, but you went white light, red light. And if you anytime you moved it up any more than like a half an inch, it would make it, you can go all the way around, it'd still be white, 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 white. And then as soon as you go like this, red light. It's like 1, 2, 3, red light. Oh my God, my cat will not shut up. Let's ignore him together because he has to learn not to meow to get his way. All right, so that beautiful face, look at that. I kind of remember his eyes being red. These look orange. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to look at all the things, and it's like, you ever been back to your childhood home and try to remember, like, oh, this looks so much smaller than I remember, or something like that. It's like that feeling for me. I'm just trying to remember how it felt, how to hold him. I'd hold him like this, and hold him by his legs because he was so big. It's like Gor smash. He was just like my Hulk, basically. And he wasn't a bad guy in my universe. He just misunderstood. And then he wasn't a bad guy. He was just more like, he was kind of like Spockish to me when I was a kid. Kind of like he was the more logical guy. He looks like he's being a rapper right there. Now, do you need to stop meowing? My cat's over now on my side, like going, look, buddy, I want to go back out and play. Well, you came in when I came in from the mail. Every time I open that door, they got to go through that door one way or another. All right, now hold on, sweetheart. I'm going to play with this a little bit longer on the camera, and then I'm going to probably play with the glow-in-the-dark one a little bit more. But I just wanted to handle these things because I've never, he didn't come with anything. So this whole King Gor thing, that's an interesting thing. King of it does say on the original box, Gor, King of the Terrans. You think I kept the original box when I was a kid, or did he come with a box or a card? I think he came on a card. He may have been the one that came in a box because he's so bulky compared to these guys. These guys definitely came on cards. And, there's things like I remember who S.H.I.E.L.D. was when I was a kid. Mom would tell you who these things are. Like, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. and this is this and whatever. And the one I always wanted, I never could spell because I never saw it in life, except my cousin had it, and he didn't give it on the box or the card. Luminous. I always wanted Luminous. Okay, so whatever this is, I think it says scepter. You can't hold it in that hand. That's strange. He can't quite hold his scepter. All right, he's got a club, which is a little more the way I would imagine him playing with when I was a kid. Grrr. Gor. Yeah, and the difference is the armor for the other one, the glow in the dark one, is pink, which is an interesting color, but whatever. And then he's got a laser gun, which I've never imagined him using a laser gun. So he's got gore, and these are it's fairly expensive, but honestly, it's well worth it. He was about $40, I think, and I think he was 75, I think. All together with shipping and handling, it was 150, just south of 150. So you got King Gore with the mace or the baton thing, the crown, and the pistol. You got his helmet, and you got this. So you got all that stuff. Now, can he use any of the stuff? Well, obviously not the helmet. But, since this thing is so small, it might be better in his hands. No, he can't even hold it. It's just so small. The gun might be got too big of a thing for him to hold. No, he actually can hold it. I don't know. They made his hands where he can't hold the stuff, but whatever. I didn't really expect him to hold anything. I like him just like this. The armor is a cool addition for people who, I don't know, needed something more. Now, if you were to buy the original Gore in any condition, you're not going to pay. See, people go, oh, $50. That's a lot of money. I looked on eBay before. I've been looking on eBay for these guys because he's the only one you can get without him being like falling to pieces. Like if you try to find him, you ain't gonna find him intact. The original one, it's impossible unless they refurbished him or refixed him. But yeah, the cheapest one is like $125 for just one of these alone. And usually they're missing the battery compartment, which I don't understand. That was something I didn't lose on mine. Mine lost his arm because moving it back and forth so many times, it finally just came off. And it was like this was a hard plastic, which this feels softer. This was like more of a vinyl feel. This was a hard plastic, and I guess the connector piece was hard plastic too. Like it wasn't something like soft that was stuck in there like a kin head or something. I can't remember though. I think it was like a little. I think it was probably the red plastic from here that was clear, which makes sense. It was holding onto the arm, and that's why it fell off. Which that would make perfect sense. But they didn't make toys that last forever back then because they didn't think people would be in their 50s still playing with these things. But they were wrong. This is one line that you will not find intact online. This is the only figure you may find, but you ain't gonna pay $50 for him. That's all I can say. So. And just like the old He-Man figures, their legs are all like, they're pretty much falling apart with their legs. Usually their legs are all curled up. Oh, I'm just so happy. What does he smell like? He doesn't really have a smell. Like you have that new vinyl smell. He doesn't really have that smell. Now, and I might do it for Christmas if we're still here, if the Lord tarries. I might grab the two figures I never had as a kid. I didn't even know they existed until... I always thought they were just extra outfits for this guy because they just kind of look like this guy, except different color hair. So I figured, I don't know. I never really saw him in stores. This guy, the only time I ever saw him before I got one when I was a kid, he had these buttons on his back, by the way. My neighbor right across the road had him, and then he moved away, and I got a girl neighbor, and that's all I can remember. So I remember he had him, and I thought he was really cool because he had these buttons on his back. And I got him at a yard sale when I was a kid. In 5th grade, I remember it was very much. I remember it was 5th grade because it was the only year my dad lived in an apartment after those split up. So it was at a yard sale right down like between the corner store where I got my comic books and the apartment. So I got him for like a quarter probably. So I'm just happy to get them back. Now next, please, White Elephant Toys, please give me a shield. Give me, you know what you can do? Make a shield and then make a clear one real quick. I mean, a shield. You don't even have to make it built in. Like the shield had one chrome arm that had the shield permanently attached to it, and because it had to have the battery going from the back here into his shield and you had to take off his vest, which took off his head every time to put a battery in. But anyway, they don't have to go that far. All you gotta do is just give him a silver shield. Oh, I bought some lights, and I don't know if that's what I was buying them for, but anyway, very excited about this. But yeah, we need a shield and a luminous, and then we can build upon the mythos. I've heard that they have somebody more recently that's really in love with the line. See, when I was a kid, every time you'd mention G.I. Joe, nobody remembered this line. I kept wondering, am I from a different planet? Because I very much remember this line. This was my first that I can remember G.I. Joe. Now, I have a picture of me when I was 2 with a 12-inch fuzzy head G.I. Joe. I don't remember that. My mom said, you don't remember it? You cried to death if you left it at home. You love that thing. You carried it everywhere. I was like, then how did I lose it? I mean, what happened? She's like, I don't remember. I must have left it behind somewhere or something. Maybe that's why she thought I remember me crying about it. I don't know. You know, I was 2. I don't remember much when I was 2. But yeah, I'm so stoked. So I'm just making this quick video to celebrate. I got 2 more packages. One's from Mark, the comic books, and this takes up too much room. And another package from eBay, I guess. I can't remember now, you know. Oh well, this is just the thing that I've been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting since I was a kid for another one, I guess. Like I said, I don't know what happened. And maybe my mom threw him away because he's like, you've got a broken arm. Who cares? I would have played with him forever with a broken arm. I'd have probably glued that thing back on and kept on playing with him. But he's just so wonderful. I love him so much. Let's see now. Can he sit down? Yeah, he sits like that. Let's see if his finger, nope, the toes, they never do converge. I thought maybe they converge somewhere. They get really close. Look how big and chunky he is. He's a chunky man. Yep. It's just neat to see him without like the little battery compartment right here, the little, you know, the thing you have to press down and pull off to put batteries in. Yeah, it's just so neat. I love him so much. And this is really cool how they made the hands twist, and they gave him weapons. You know, he never had any weapons that I can remember. This is the only one I can imagine they may have given him back in the day, but I don't remember any weapons whatsoever. The thing kind of just sits there, so it don't. Okay, it kind of holds on. I was thinking it wouldn't hold on very well. That's cool. But I think this is the coolest. He's got armor now. That's awesome. All right, you know, guys, let's do that. Let's open this one. Nobody's joining me, but I'll go and open this one now. And this one says glows in the dark, so I was like, I'm afraid I'll get them mixed up, but I won't. Looks like TomTom finally gave up. All right, let's put this back here. I don't want to get anything mixed up at all. Let me put the thing back in real quick like. All right, so here is I forgot what they call it. It glows in the dark, but it's like a limited edition or something. Anyway, this one's about twice the price because it glows in the dark, and I'm okay with that. Now I wonder if the armor glows in the dark. Let's see. I don't think so. Skin. Yeah, the skin's already glowing just from holding on to him. Because they could be husband and wife. Like, you know how they have the Martians, the white Martians and the green Martians? Maybe it's like that. Like, this is the white Martians, and that's the green Martians. So the weapons are all in. All right. There we go. I was like, why aren't you standing up? All right, there we go. I guess you have to. There we go. All right. So all the weapons and everything are in complete pink, not even any coloration like green, blue, whatever. Like, you know how there's basically black armor for this guy, brown club. These are all gold, with this one having painted silver accents. So only one of these is painted at all. These are all just molded in this color. You got a pink club, pink crown. I wonder what that looks like. Yeah, the pink does accent the dark green nicely. Maybe you can pretend like this is like he's shooting the pink or the red beam. Like I said, it was a red light / white light. Depends on if he had his arm up or down. If it was up, it was white. If it was down, it was red. And then he's got a pink laser pistol. Freaking laser pistol. All right, so this one is, they call it test shot. He has non-painted eyes, but he does have painted here, so I'm not sure why they did it like that. This arms look like he's already yellowing or something. Maybe it's from being in the sun too long or something. Because we got, okay, I know that I'm not technically in the sun, but we got 2 windows over here, 1 window back there. Just saying. I would always wonder, like, what if they made him, like, he was a one and done figure. So I have never held, I've held a luminous when I was one time, but my cousin Crystal was a very stingy kid, a very spoiled, rotten kid. But I wonder if Luminous and Shield had exactly the same head things. They kind of look like they do, but they also kind of like they don't, so they're kind of similar. So they were, a repaint of each other, basically. And of course, clearly these are repaints, and the Black Adventurer and the Blonde Adventurer, I think, is another one. And they have a white head one, too, so I do want to get them on all the head colors. Like, I want to get a black one, a white-haired one, and a blonde-haired one. And if they have a white-haired one, that'd be cool. And there is a red suit version of him, which I think if you get that with the black guy with the white beard, that would be perfect. Because the black guy came with green on, and the blonde guy came with a red suit that wasn't like this. It was more like stripes to the side kind of thing. Definitely go to their site and support them. I'm just so stoked. You're getting a bigger and happier family now. So they don't, like I said, they only make like 1 toy a year, it seems like. And I hope by my Christmas, I hope, if I'm still here, I hope by Christmas we'll get a shield. Yeah. Makes me want to paint the helmets. But let's see what the black helmet looks like on him. So I could maybe paint like them silver or something. That'd be kind of cool. There we go. Cheesy gorditas. So these, they said it was glued on. It's technically not glued onto him. So like I said, if you want to take it off, it's just a matter of sliding it off. Like I would slide it over this shoulder first, then that one. But I think, other than maybe changing it to black, I think I'm gonna keep it like that. I think it's cool. You know, Jim and the Holograms, maybe one of them can use this. They have a bigger body. Makes me think. All right, well, you guys have a great day. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna let the cat out. And then I'm gonna come back and open the other stuff, but there's not enough room here now because I got all my stuff out here playing. All right, see you guys later. If anybody comes by later and watches.